Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet, and today we are checking out episode 8 of Tomodachi Game. So we started off the new game in the last episode after a bit of a heart-to-heart with Tenchi and Yuichi, where Tenchi was talking about the history of his dad mysteriously passing away and some of the animosity that is wrapped up in that, especially with the way that he feels like his friends were manipulated to go against him and all of that. So it makes a little bit of sense that he would have some twisted views on what friendship is, considering how everything went down with his previous friend group. But we did have them starting the next game, which was a game of like hide and seek, basically, where there's like one person who is hiding and then the rest of the team has to go and seek out the person who's hiding in the other team, prevent the other team from finding their person who is hiding. We had to introduce a new group that was coming in. One of the other groups that was hinted at, there was like the different groups that were kind of given little bits that there was other stuff going on and that other people were in fact also doing a Tomodachi game alongside Yuichi and his friends, meeting a lot of new characters, and more importantly, getting introduced to Maria, who was put onto Tenchi and Yuichi's team to kind of even things out. Someone who was the only one to pass the previous game and therefore would not be able to play this hide and seek game as well, but she's actually there to like figure out what the heck is going on with Yuichi, which I mean, like, fair enough. He is quite scary, and I feel like we've only seen like the tip of the iceberg of what he is and how he is going to be going about this game. So sorting out who's going to be where, it seems like Tenchi is going to be the one hiding, and then Yuichi and Maria will be out actually playing the game, so we'll have to see what these other characters have going on. We've been told that one of them is also a genius and may be able to go toe-to-toe with Yuichi, but we'll have to find out. So let's get into episode 8. In 3, 2, 1, go. Starting off with the opener immediately. I am quite interested in how this game is going to go, because we have seen a lot of like Yuichi playing the part in front of his friends, and now after the revelation of like them knowing a little bit more about the mysteries around him, he doesn't quite need to feed into that expectation as much, but also no one's really around to see him except Tenchi. Right? Like, even if his friends were around and he was trying to put on a certain persona, he wouldn't need to now. Especially if Tenchi's going to be hiding. Like, really no one of consequence is going to be around him except, like, Maria. And it depends how much he wants to... what kind of vibe he wants to have, you know? I definitely expect him to be the kind of person who chooses very carefully how people perceive him. I just kind of want to see him be free, you know? Like, do his thing. Yeah, they incorporated some rules to go against his trickery before. Okay. Ooh, no violence. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so once they've hunkered down, that's it. So they gotta pick a good one. Must be hard because you kind of have to get to the mind of the other team and be like, where would they think to look? Oh, friend or foe, that's right, they have that thing where you can like switch teams. Or do I feel like that's jinxing it a little bit? I guess they were out of it for a while, weren't they? Yeah. I was like, they spent all that time locked up. Oh, well, there's potential. But I guess if you're like the one hiding, then you wouldn't be able to move, right? So you'd have to either go without food or have, yeah, or have one of the searchers bring it to you, but then you would be giving away the location. Like, it's just, I'm so bored. I feel like that would get me. I'm not good at sitting still for long periods of time, nor not having anything to do. I'd be really, like, I pace when I'm just like thinking. Well, I don't know if we need to put a sword to his neck to prove a point, but okay. Sorry, I didn't silence my phone and it's like getting a call. And then when has Yuichi fully played clean, right? He usually finds some loopholes. Oof, why do I feel like that's gonna come back? He said no matter what he does, they can't give up, right? I feel like Yuichi's gonna do something that is gonna push that. Especially since now he's like, I didn't get a chance to explain my plan, which means it's gonna be a surprise to Tenji. How much of it will he know though? Oh, 2 more days of him like without food and water? That would be a lot. And have like no idea what's going on. See, so that thought where you're like, why can't he help me? Why isn't he bringing me food and water like I need? Yeah, it's the doubt, isn't it? That's the whole Tomodachi game, right? It's whether or not you trust or doubt your friends. It's a lot of time to be in your own head and question everything. 2 whole days by yourself in a dark cave. Especially when it wasn't a very strong, like, friendship to begin with. Don't do it. Willpower. You may be interrupting him, though. Oof. If he doesn't pick up, though, more doubt, right? Ugh. Oh, hey! He called back. There's that anyway. Oop. I kind of like that we're probably gonna, like, flash back, maybe? I feel like it's a lie. Right? Like, if they got a hold of his phone, why would they have to tell him the truth? I love how we're getting, like, the isolation of, like, Tenchi, like, we don't know what's going on either. Oh, just, like, putting more and more doubt into all of this, right? I hope we get a flashback that's, like, what Yuichi was actually doing. Yeah, Tenchi was a little bit unhinged before this. I feel like it's only gonna get worse. Oh dear. Oh dear. They did say they had a genius, so what is the strategy? I look at their positions. Like, chief of cut-ins. Gripcase geek. Oh, that's true. Where's the boundary? I was wondering if it was like a waiting game, like they're just waiting for Tenji to break. Because they said it was hardest on the hider, right? Yeah, they seem to be a much better like unit of trust between each other than the very tentative trust that we have with Yuichi, Tenji, and Maria. A little intense, but whatever works for you. Ah, so they have previous ties to be a team effort. I think it'll be decided on the third day too, but I don't know if it'll go the way that you think. Yeah, I'm wondering what happened with Yuichi to make him stop, right? I mean, it might just be that they showed up to get food and then they were seen and they don't want to go back to where Tenji is. Mm-hmm. Well, hi, Yuichi. It might be a hallucination. Maybe not. I don't know what to trust anymore. Ah, yeah, see? Sometimes I pick up on things. I guess this is part of him saying, you're not gonna like what I'm doing. I mean, fair enough. There's gotta be more going on. I don't trust Yuichi to just be like going along with what they expect of him, right? Because Group K was like, this is what's gonna happen. And so far, he's been playing into that expectation. And I'm assuming that's because he's going to. He wants to, like, have, like, a redirect of their attention, right? Like, if they're looking for him to go along with what they've already expected he's going to do, then they're not going to be paying attention to what he's actually planning. Because he doesn't play well with others. I don't see why he would want to be on another team with other people. Because he totally wanted to go forth by himself to do this test. I forgot that there isn't a preview. I always get to the end of these episodes and like all of the circuits are going off in my brain because I'm really trying to figure out all the different layers. And like, I know that there's some kind of loophole somewhere in the rules or the way that things have been set up or the things that haven't been specifically said that you cannot do that Yuichi's like getting into, right? Like he's gonna be pulling off all the different little loopholes and tricks that he possibly can. And I feel like even I'm focusing too much on the fact that he's leaning into the expectations of the people around him. People are like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And because they were like, this is obviously the straightforward plan to go with Group K, I was like, Yuichi figured that out. He was like, that is going to be the plan that they go with because that's the one that makes sense. That's what I would do. So I feel like he's already a couple of steps ahead. And I almost feel like maybe Maria knows it a little bit because she's been very silent and just sitting there and she hasn't really contributed a lot to like reporting and giving information about what's going on with him. I feel like she's sort of figured out what's going on maybe, but I don't really know her, so I don't know what to expect removed from her and being able to like figure out the inner workings of it. So what's the plan? I doubt that he could like just join. I mean, if he joins their team, the game's over, right? Maybe he just has to get to a point where they think that he's joining the team and then maneuver in some way. I mean, he could just throw Tenchi under the bus. That's also a possibility. Again, he wants to go alone, so I feel like if there's a outcome where he doesn't need to have anybody with him, that would be ideal. I feel like it's almost like there's a loophole where he doesn't have to find their hider, because it's the same thing that they've said where it's almost impossible to actually find someone in that big of a forest. So I feel like Yuichi's like already thrown away the idea of just searching for their hider, which is why he like went to the food and he's just been like staying there. He's close to the other teammates of Group K as opposed to like them separating to try and find him or try and find Tenchi. It's better if he can like keep eyes on all of them in one place. So I feel like there has to be another way that he's like, I can win this game probably with Tenchi, but I honestly don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have to think on it for a while. I'm gonna just see, maybe if I go back through the episode and I can like, we got the rules and all that kind of stuff, and I just gotta like get into the mind of Yuichi and see if I can put some things together. I just want to figure it out before it's told to me. I just want that like that 1 second of feeling like I'm clever enough to keep up with Yuichi, but maybe that's just be feeding into my own need of self-importance. I don't know. You can click this playlist to go and see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to miss next time I post a Tomodachi Game reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!